Hey everyone and welcome back. So doing a news update today because definitely a lot of things have been announced and a lot of stuff to get to. There's also a lot more coming, so I definitely didn't want too much time to pass, but we definitely have the new Arrow announcements. I've got a couple Scream Factory updates. Severin has some new titles, and you know what? I'm going to go dive right into it. But first up, I'm going to do one from Kino real quick. No details just yet, but coming later this year. They are doing a new 4K release of Cujo, the original Cujo. Wait, original? Was there another one? Wait, why did I say that? I don't know. Anyway, so Cujo is getting a 4K release from them later this year, and they have actually a lot of 4K ones in the works because, of course, you know they previously announced like Leviathan and a couple other ones. Interesting thing about Cujo though is that I believe that's a Warner Brothers title. The fact that Kino is getting some Warner Brothers titles is really interesting because again, there's a lot of stuff that Warner is just kind of sitting on. If they're not going to release it themselves, then definitely license it out. And once details are released on that and some of these other ones as well from Kino, definitely will do a video update. And now moving over to Scream Factory. So we got two detailed announcements on some upcoming titles as well as another site exclusive. But first up, we do have details now on their upcoming 4K release of Dead Silence. Now that is a case where, just like a couple of the other releases, only the theatrical one is getting a 4K release, while the included Blu-ray does have both the theatrical and the unrated cut. But it does have a couple of new extras. So first up, the 4K disc obviously has the theatrical cut in 4K, will be in Dolby Vision, and will be in 5.1 and 2.0 stereo options. And the included Blu-ray will have the theatrical cut as well as the unrated cut, and featuring the new transfer for the theatrical cut only. I believe the unrated cut might be a pre-existing version, or pre-existing master rather. But they have a couple of new interviews, including Master of Puppets, an interview with director James Wan, Dead Assignment, an interview with writer Lee Whannell, No Children, Only Dolls, an interview with ventriloquist dummy creator Tim Selberg, as well as an alternate opening, alternate ending, deleted scenes, the Making of Dead Silence featurette, Mary Shaw's Secrets featurette, evolution of a visual effect featurette, as well as a theatrical trailer. And that release is estimated for March 28th. And also coming March 28th is their 4K release of Exorcist 3, one I'm super excited about. And they did finally release the details. Not too much here. Actually, it pretty much looks like it's basically identical to their previous Blu-ray release, released back in 2016. The main thing is actually the transfer. The transfer is new though. So on the 4K disc, obviously the 4K disc will only have the theatrical cut because the alternate director's cut obviously unfortunately does not exist on film. It's on videotape only. But it does have a new transfer from the original camera negative, which is very exciting because if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Blu-ray came from an interpositive, I think. I could be wrong about that, but either way, it is a new scan. Will be in Dolby Vision, and it will have a new 2023 restoration of the DTS Master Audio 2.0 and 5.1 audio tracks. The included Blu-ray will have the new transfer on it as well, but everything else, all the extras, I don't think there's any new extras on here. I think all the extras are the same. And again, it's a 4K disc, which pretty much only has the movie on it. The included Blu-ray, which has the theatrical cut with the new transfer, has a bunch of extras on it. And then the second Blu-ray included, which has the sort of, alternate cut, which is basically the same one as before. Again, it's sort of a mix between a couple scenes that were taken from that transfer from 2016, as well as the extra bits, which were basically taken, I believe, just from a video cassette, because that's the only thing that unfortunately exists. But I am glad that that is still included in this release. And now, obviously, heads up, the included Blu-rays on both of these releases are region A locked, but obviously 4K, thank goodness, are region free. And then we get to their new exclusive title, another one from the Roger Corman library. Again, these are region A locked. These are exclusive to the Shout Factory website. This is the only way you can get them at the moment. And it's a double feature of Wheels of Fire from 1985 and Raiders of the Sun from 1992. So Wheels of Fire has an interview with executive producer Roger Corman, interview with screenwriter Fred Bailey, an interview with second unit director Clark Henderson, as well as the trailer. And the Raiders of the Sun does have a a new 2K scan from the film from the Inner Positive, as well as an alternate cut of the film, which runs 80 minutes but is only in standard definition, and has the trailer as well, and that is up right now, so you can order it again only from the Shout Factory website, and again it is Region A locked. So we move over to Severin, and they have 2 new releases coming in May. First one is a 4K release of the film Drowning by Numbers by Peter Greenaway, probably best known for doing The Cook, the Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. And this is a film, I guess that's an earlier film from him, but it's got a new 4K scan from the original negative, personally supervised by Greenaway. It's a 4K disc and a Blu-ray disc. So the 4K disc basically has an audio commentary with the director as well as the trailer, and then the included Blu-ray has the commentary with the director. Painting by Numbers, an interview with Peter Greenaway, the director. 3 Women and a Coroner, interview with actor Bernard Hill. Fear of Drowning, an archival featurette. Some Greenaway game concepts, as well as the trailer. And I believe it is region free across the line. So, obviously 4K, but also the Blu-ray, I believe, is region free. Retails for $44.95, is up for pre-order right now on the Severin website with an exclusive slipcover. There will be a regular release coming down the line, but this is slated to ship around May 30th. And the other one from Severin, which is one obviously piqued my interest, which is a box set, and it's called Danza Macabra Volume 1, the Italian Gothic Collection, a 4-disc Blu-ray set. So again, Italian films, that's going to pique my interest. Now this is a mix. I believe 2 of these are region free and 2 of them are region A locked, which I will get to in just a moment. So the first film is The Monster of the Opera from 1964. It's getting a new 2K scan from the original negative. Audio commentary with Kat Ellinger, author of Daughters of Darkness. Terror at the Opera, interview with screenwriter Ernesto Gastaldi. Capodimonte, Gothic, I hope I pronounced that okay. Interview with Italian film devotee Mark Thompson Ashworth. Radio Polselli, archival interview with director Renato Polselli, as well as a French trailer, and that one is region A locked. Next up is The Seventh Grave from 1965. And that's getting a new 2K scan from the recently discovered negative. It's got an audio commentary with Rachel Nisbet, film critic and co-host of Fragments of Fear, 7 Graves and a Mystery, interview with film historian Fabio Melelli, English aesthetic with Giallo Blood, video essay by Gothic scholar and author Rachel Knightley, and that one will be region free. Next up from 1970 is Scream of the Demon Lover, which is getting a new 4K scan from the original negative. And then we'll have an audio commentary track with Rod Barnett, film historian and co-host of Nashi Cast, and Robert Monell, writer and editor of I'm in a Jess Franco State of Mind. Scream, Ernest Scream, interview with actress Ernest Schuer. In the Castle of Blood, video essay by Stephen Thrower, author of books on Jess Franco and Lucio Fulci, as well as the trailer. Now that one will be region A locked. And then the fourth film in the set is Lady Frankenstein from 1971. And that's getting a new 2K scan from the original camera negative. It's got an audio commentary track with Kat Ellinger, author of Daughters of Darkness, and Annie Rose Malamet, film scholar and host of Girls Guts Giallo. Audio commentary with Alan Jones, author of Dario Argento, The Man, the Myth, and the Magic, and Kim Newman, author of Nightmare Movies. Meet the Baroness, featurette with actress Rosalba Neri and film historian Fabio Melelli, piecing together Lady Frankenstein. The Lady and the Orgy, documentary short on director Mel Wells. The Truth About Lady Frankenstein from 2007, a German TV documentary. Clothed insert shots. That's interesting. Obviously it must be done maybe for a TV cut or something. Video short illustrating BBFC censorship cuts. Oh, maybe that's what that's referring to. Italian opening credits. Big Film Magazine from 1971, Italian Lady Frankenstein photo novel. An extensive image gallery, a home video gallery. Radio spots, TV spots, and trailers. And that one will be region free. So again, 2 region free releases in the set and 2 region A locked. But it is up for pre-order right now on the Severin website. Retails for $99.95, up for pre-order for $75 at the moment, and estimated to ship around May 30th. And in true Severin style, there also is a bundle if you want to get both releases all at once. You get the box set as well as the Drowning by Numbers with, with the exclusive slipcover, and it's only $100. Actually, that's actually a good savings if you want to get both. And then finally, we get to the Arrow titles for May. So this is, it's an interesting mix, I will say that. There are 2 Blu-ray releases. One is UK only, one is US and Canada only, I believe. But so first up, let's do the UK only Blu-ray, which I believe is region B locked, and it's for the movie The Beta Test. I think this is a more recent film, and it's a 2-disc set. Has a audio commentary track with director Jim Cummings and PJ McCabe. Sex, Lies, and Purple Envelopes, a visual essay by author and film scholar Alexandra Heller-Nicholas. Trapped, Hiding, Boom, a visual essay by author and critic Guy Adams. The Making of the Beta Test, theatrical trailer and image gallery. And then the second disc included has a bunch of short films from the directors. And then the other Blu-ray release is a US-only release, and that is The Hand of Death. Or actually just Hand of Death, no the on that one, which is another Hong Kong film, which I'm glad actually this one is getting a release. It's got a new 2K restoration from original film elements by Fortune Star. We'll have Mandarin and English mono plus Cantonese, stereo, and 5.1 remixes in Mandarin and English. A brand new feature commentary by martial arts cinema experts Frank Zheng and Michelle Worth. From Hong Kong to Hollywood, an archive featurette on John Woo's early career, including interviews with Woo, Chow Yun-fat, and Peter Lau. Never before seen archive interview with star Tan Tao Liang. I hope I pronounced that okay. Filmed by his former student Michael Worth. Archive interview with co-star Sammo Hung. Alternate credits sequence as Countdown to Kung Fu, a trailer gallery, and an image gallery. This is estimated for May 9th. I'm excited about this one because it's an early John Woo film. I am a huge John Woo fan. I really hope a lot more of his films get released. Obviously, God, would I love like a new release of like The Killer and Hard Boiled and some of those films, especially The Killer. The Killer is actually one of my favorite films. And oh man, would I love a proper release on that. Anyway, not to go down that route, but as far as this one, this is definitely one I'm looking forward to. And as a side note, a lot of these they're listed as limited edition, but they're not the box sets. Basically, limited editions will include a slipcover as well as an included booklet that will only be in the first pressing. So just as a heads up on these, I don't think any of these are actually part of the limited edition with the harder box and some of the other extras that they usually include. Now, the next three are 4K releases. The next one, though, is UK only, and it's a 4K release of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Now, I believe this more or less mirrors their previous Blu-ray release, if I'm not mistaken, as far as like extras go. I don't think there's actually anything new here, but it does have a new 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative, approved by Terry Gilliam. We'll be in Dolby Vision, and we'll have a 5.1 and 2.0 audio mixes, and it looks like everything else is pretty much the same. I don't see any new extras here. Glad that is getting a 4K release. Actually, that film should look really good in 4K. Now, as far as, because it is a UK release, obviously those of you will have to import it if you're outside of the UK. As far as for those of us here in the States, I think Universal has released their own version on Blu-ray, but they've also licensed it out to Criterion. So there's literally like two versions out there, so I don't know whether or not one of those here will do a 4K release. That'd be nice. That definitely would be one to pick up. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this release yet, but but I'm glad it is getting a 4K release either way. Next one is an interesting one. It's one I'm happy about, but I don't know how many other people will. And that is actually, it is going to be a limited edition for the US, but again, it's 4K. So luckily 4K is region free. I think it might include a Blu-ray. I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, it's a 4K release of the movie Black Hat. The Michael Mann film was actually a film that I actually really enjoyed. I know it didn't do well, it kind of came and went. Interesting thing about this release is it is missing one thing. For those of you familiar with the film, of course, there was an eventual director's cut that was released. That was such a weird circumstance because Michael Mann, I think he screened it once in a theater, and then it's only shown on TV. Obviously it's not included in this release. So now the director's cut, as far as I know, it's not really, I don't think it's longer. I think it's literally scenes are just in completely different orders. I don't even think it technically has new footage. I could be wrong about that, because I haven't seen it. So either way, the theatrical version is the one on here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It does have two versions. It has the US theatrical as well as an international version, but I believe the international version is still more or less the same thing. I think it is literally the differences are minuscule. But it is a 4K release. It will have original 5.1 audio, a brand new commentary with critics Brian Reisman and Max Every, Firewall, brand new video interview with cinematographer Stuart Dryberg, Zero Day Threat, brand new video interview with production designer Guy Hendricks Diaz, The Cyber Threat, on location around the world and created in reality, 3 archival behind-the-scenes featurettes on the making of the film, and an image gallery. Kind of an oddball release without that director's cut, but Again, interesting one. As I said before, I am a fan of the film, so I will pick this up at some point. But I am glad it is getting a 4K release. Now, if I can only get other Michael Mann films in 4K, a lot of his films still need 4K. I'm glad we finally got Heat, even though there's some issues with the color timing. But, you know, I still really want Manhunter, which I believe is coming. I believe. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Let's move on to the last title. And the reason why I saved this one for last, not because we're going out with a bang, but just because this has a lot of personal meaning for me. And a lot of you will remember that when the Blu-ray of this came out, I said, this is so great, I only wish this was 4K. I actually didn't think we were going to get it, and yet here we are, and it is indeed a 4K release of The Last Starfighter. Now, this is US only for some reason, and it is getting a brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films from the original camera negative. Don't know if it's the restoration that they did for the Blu-ray, or because it says brand new, but sometimes wording can, because technically their restoration that they did for the Blu-ray was brand new, so I don't know. Either way, it's 4K. It'll be in Dolby Vision, uncompressed 2.0 stereo, 5.1 surround, and what I'm actually really excited about is also it has the 4.1 surround mix that was done for the 70mm showings back in the day. That is an original surround sound mix. I'm so happy that is on here. And I think everything else is pretty much ported over from the Blu-ray as far as I can tell. I don't think there's anything new on here. And that is slated for May 30th as well. And that is also a limited edition, which means it comes with an exclusive slipcover and an included booklet. It's kind of hoping that would be one of their deluxe sets, but again. So that's it for this news update. Actually, no, I take it back. There is one more. Oh my God, I almost forgot. So in Germany, there's a company that's going to be releasing the original Phantasm in 4K. Now I'm still kind of waiting on details on it. Now, the interesting thing about that, of course, is as far as rights goes, and I'm not saying this is not an official release. I'm just saying it could be a heads up to what we could also be getting from other companies. So, for example, Don Coscarelli owns the rights outright to at least the original Phantasm. I think he also owns them to Phantasm 3, 4, and 5. I think Phantasm 2 is the only one he doesn't completely own, because I think that's with the Universal. But I know at least very much the first film he definitely owns. And I have no doubt that one at least will be getting a 4K release here in the States, definitely from Welgo USA at some point. So hopefully that's something that gets announced soon, If not, I will try and get this German release. Otherwise, I'd be happy to wait for a release. And I know Arrow put out the Phantasm films in the UK. So hopefully there'll be maybe like a joint venture where there will be a 4K release of all of them. Now, as far as how they were going to do it, I don't know. It wouldn't be surprising me if they only did the first one first and then did a box set, and then after the box set they released all the sequels separately like they did with the Blu-rays. Who knows? I just want the films in 4K. So however I have to get them, I just really want them in 4K. So hopefully there'll be more news on that soon, but I did want to mention it. I'm glad I didn't forget, because that would have bugged me. So now that is it for this news video. There's a lot more I do want to get to. Also a lot more videos I want to get to. I actually do want to apologize. I actually got sick slightly again. I just got over a bad cold the week prior, and then this past week I sort of got a very mild ear infection. Not too bad, luckily. Ear's a little sensitive, but luckily it's not that bad. But I did have like a day or two where my equilibrium was thrown off, which if you've ever had that happen, it's kind of scary, because it's like you just wasn't too bad. I actually had it happen a couple years ago where it was really bad. Like I could barely walk. There was one day where I couldn't even get around. I was kind of fearful that was going to happen this time, but luckily it didn't. I'm a lot better, and hopefully that's it. It's like I kind of went almost a couple years without really getting sick, and then all of a sudden it's just like, last year I got the coof, and then now I got, bad cold, and I get some mild ear infection. Hopefully that's it. Hopefully I'm healthy now kind of going forward. And I do want to do a pickups video. I actually got some new stuff in. Anyway, so that's it. Let me know your thoughts on all these releases. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. I will try and answer them as best I can. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.